Hello friends. So coming to the directly basic main topic, this corona pandemic as a situation is created all over the world. That's we are already aware about lots of things, but I am focusing on the basic thing regarding the student perspective. So what's required to become a good student? What are the objectives to become a student? There are lots of things. But the main perspective now for this industrial purpose, now main objective is to get a job, a good job. And by this situation, we are already aware that it is now worse situations. So if you have already suppose some joining letter, offer letter, or to getting this offer letter or joining letter is also this tremendous and tedious job. Now if this is the situation, up to what time this will be continue? So by all economists and lots of things, they are predicted that okay, this will be continue at least 1.5 years. The main problem of this corona pandemic, it is not the dangerous virus like deadliest virus that than other viruses, but it is slowly giving this uh, symptoms, and due to this we cannot control it in within 1 month or in 15 days. But at the same time, the main factor of this, due to this pandemic, people have now lots of fear and anxiety in their mind. So if people have fear and anxiety in their mind, the same fear and anxiety will be uh, in investors also, and this all will create a very worse situation in near future. So the first attack on, or the first impact on the this corona pandemic will be the public gatherings. Whatever there is, the public gathering functions, any kind of sports, the media, then movies, then tourism. This will be directly attacking the hotels, all malls, whatever it may be, where the publics are gathered. People have fear and anxiety in their mind, therefore they cannot gather, up to which the vaccine will introduce, or we got research on the complete vaccination of the this for corona pandemic. Now if this is continue, if 1.5 year, because the at least that time is required to give the research of a vaccine and the production of new vaccination, and it will the circulation all over the world. So this at least 1.5 year is required, up to which these are the direct areas where the impact would be there. Second thing, this kind of a first situation is never happened all over the world before. Just imagine like World War One and World War Two. Within itself, the India is not it's completely locked down in World War Two. Okay, there may be the fights between two countries in Europe, but there are some areas, some thing is continuously working on. But this is the worst situation where the whole world, from America to Japan, China to India, from small country to African countries, and each and every one country is in stopping down. Now coming to the point, so what is the situation and what we have to do as a student? So I will illustrate one small story. Please listen it carefully. So just imagine if we are living a 1,000-year-old village. In this village, a 1,000-year-old village, and how this economy will working of this 1,000-year-old village. Now suppose just imagine the total population of the village is 1,000, total acres or total farm in this village is 1,000 acre. The people population is also 1,000, and their total production is 1,500. Up to which suppose they will produce 1,000 kg of grains from this farm, and 500 rupees. Suppose they are producing will smithy and what you call as carpentry and etc etc etc, shoes and boots and etc. So all this will, a whole production of this village is 1,500. what their investor at that time, we call it Saukar and etc., what they're thinking, after 10 years, after 15 years, after 20 years, the situation will be worst, because the population is increases from 1000 to 1100, suppose, but 1000 to 1200. But what about the other productions? There is no industrial revolutions. There was no scientific favor. The, in that and in that period, it's 1000-year-old village. There is no such a science that my production is increases drastically within the 5 to 10 years. So if production is remain same, the product is remain same, then the situation of 25 years will be worse than the today's situations. So this is the basic economical structure or the mindset of the old economy, or we call as olden economy. So 1000 years ago old economy is, people have mindset, please listen carefully, people have mindset like this: the upcoming days will be the worse than the present days. Now coming to the modern days economies. Okay, we listened we understood that the old days economies is like that, the upcoming days will be, or the upcoming years will be the worst, because there is no scientific revolution, there is no industrial revolution, there is nothing. So what happen in a field or in a farm, whatever the production of a gehu or this whole kind of grains will be the remain same, or a small amount of changes. But due to scientific revolution, there is a drastic changes. Now this will focus by the Adam Smith. The Adam Smith, which is the father of capitalism, which is the father of modern economics, he suggests that, he proposed that the upcoming days will be better than the present days. How? Because suppose if you are producing some kind of suppose shoes, earlier days who are making the shoemaker, he cannot produce more than 100 shoes suppose a year. So if you do the lots of hard work also, it cannot go beyond 110, because there is no industrial revolutions. But due to industrial revolution, now shoemaker can make 200 shoes, thousands of shoes, or lakhs of shoes. So there is no restrictions for the product. So if you are invest wisely, then automatically your investment will be the return. Just example, like 1984, if someone invest in any kind of IT company, Infosys to TCS and any kind of IT company, and someone same time invest in the into the suppose hotel. So what will be the changes on 1984 to 2010 or 2020? You will directly understood that there is a huge gap and huge amount is dispersed into the IT companies. So situation will be changed in nearly 20 years, 30 years continuously, situation will be changed. And this means that the modern economy is believing such a that, or running in such a way that the upcoming days will be always better than the present days. Now coming to again the current situation, or like 2008 situation or 2018-19 situation. In 2018-19 there is a slowdown. In 2008 there was a recession. Recession means if this slowdown is happening because of the imbalance of a demand and supply. So if each and everyone is investing, suppose in shoe, or suppose in carpentry, suppose in furniture, or in vehicle, investor I am particularly saying, and if this field is now backlash, then automatically it will affect in another field, and this will continues, and this slowdown will leads to the recession. It is like a 2008, because of the investor have lost some money. But in 1929 to 1939, it's called as a Great Depression. The Great Depression happened in America, which is the only one time happened. The people have losing lots of job. There are lots of problem at that time. So in a situation like a Great Depression, we cannot recover like in one day or a half year and 1.5 year. So slow down to recession to the Great Depression. Now what is the current situation? Why this Great Depression like a situation is coming? So there are lots of theories, lots of economists. I am not economist, but I am interested in like this. If people have a fear and anxiety in their mind, then this situation will to tackle or recover require lot time, because as we know We are not now. Suppose if someone want to buy a new car in this corona pandemic, he will postpone it. The same is happening. So fear and anxiety will lead some people for that particular time. Please understood it, for that particular time. So now, so coming days, we are feeling like that. Okay, I'm clearly illustrated that for the Adam Smith point of view, or this for the modern economical point of view, we say that, or we feel. So the upcoming, so now situation is like a 1,000-year-old village. Now people will think that the upcoming days will be worse than the present days, or today's. So this will create fear, and due to this fear and anxiety in their mind, from the big investor to the small investor to the employees, and each and everyone feels like that the upcoming days will be the worse than the present days. Now, what will happen? Is this continuously happen like a 1,000 years old village? No, this is a modern economy. So the whole world will change. We have to just delete 2020 for that manner. Forget about the new job and etc. We have at least 0% growth, or so many countries have -% growth. But what will happen in 2021? Forget about 2020. For what is happened in 2021? So many students are happy. Okay, there was no exam. No one is failed. No one is passed. Now the topper and myself and on the same situation, on the same page. He doesn't have a job. I also doesn't have a job. I enjoy my college life. He is doing too much hard working. He got 60%, or each and every semester. He is hard working, but he is also sitting in his home, and I am also unemployed. So what is the difference? So between this hard working and talent and etc etc. So each and everyone is same page. So no difference. It should not be like that. In 2021, when again this situation will come up, or 2022, it will be definitely come up. In worst scenario, it will require at least 1 year. But in 2021, it's automatically the company again ask the same question. I repeat, same question. And these questions you already know. What is your technical capability? What is your percentage? Please give the GD and all these kind of stuffs, and exams, and their equations, and criteria. Now my point is like that. Okay, you as a student, because I understood as a student, because I am also student some days now, also I am pursuing my master. So now as a students we feel like that, okay, now it's very good, okay, each and everyone pass, or each and everyone will fail. No, the industry will be jump. Industry will be automatically take off from this whole fear and anxiety like situations. Why? Because just 4 years ago, if I am asking, or anybody is asking, what will be the changes happen in the world in 2050, the many students will say there will be the flying car, there will be the changes in biotechnology, the horse will be running, and lots of things. We are living in Mars, all kind of a thing and thoughts they will present it. But now so it means like that changes will be happen. But for this year only, like 2020, for this coming year, or for this short days, people have mindset like a 1,000-year-old village economical situation, where they feel, or investors feel, okay, upcoming days will be worse. But for the long run, economy will be jump off. And when it will be jump off, then they will ask you the same question, same thing. So don't be in that situations, or don't be in a panic situations. Panic situations means, okay, everything is finished. Or don't be in a happy situation. No, everybody is on the same page. No, same page. You have to learn new things. You have to learn your skills. You have to do lots of new stuff by yourself, by your self motivations. And if you are learning by your self motivation, if you are enthusiastic about the new thing, you will understood, okay, there are lots of courses available, lots of thing available on net. But I'm focusing upon, okay, there are many things available on net. but the skill is not developing by only listening. That's we need to do some practical. And now I understood, okay, we do not have any kind of a chance to do the practical. But now some courses, some things they don't require practical itself. Okay, I just illustrate one small example, like I will give examples, like suppose if you are preparing for competitive exams. For these competitive exams, we required aptitude test. For the bank exams, we require the aptitude test. We know the famous book, that's all people are using this, R.S. Agarwal. Each and every exams we require aptitude test. Why it is required? So someone is become the PSI, someone is becoming a bank officer, someone is going to the each and every field. Why they require aptitude test? So is PSI or bank officer they doing this aptitude? 2, 4, 6, 8. What is the next number? What is the use when someone is doing crime and he will become a PSI? No, this will pattern your brain structure. It will give you the whole core idea how to basically think. So I am not say, okay, you are from suppose mechanical background and you are completely doesn't understood suppose heat transfer. I'm not saying that this you are the failure person, but if you are not capable to do the aptitude, if you are not capable to do the problem solving technique, which is the main core area of any industry or any field, then it will be the problematic. So when you are focusing about your skill, try to understand the cope up with the situation with your own solution. Try to understand the problem itself. Don't try to judge or jump into the solution itself. So to understand the problem, to illustrate the problem, then you have a lot 3-4 solutions. Then you have to optimize these solutions, and this you have to done in bank, this you have to done in suppose in police department, so this you have to done in engineering. So for doing engineering, you does not require 40 subject at a time, or you please ask to your senior or who is working on the industry that the daily basis they do not require any kind of a Laplace transform or differential equations or Fourier transform, but they require the problem solving technique. They require to understood what the problem itself. You have to give time, you have to give space for that problem to analyze it perfectly. So this analysis point increase by your this aptitude test. Therefore they take the aptitude test for the many IT companies in many competitive exams and many things. Now this kind of what you call is aptitude test will increase your brain strength. Basically means it is like you are running daily 5 kilometers. It will increase your physical stamina. The same way, by that time, don't worry, at least you start with, okay, what should I do? No, start with, you take R.S. Agarwal book and you start with this all aptitude test. At least you solve all this problem within the 15 days, 20 days, 30 days. You will feel a bit motivated, and you will, okay, now do whatever you want. Now do whatever you want in that particular field. In perspective of as a mechanical engineer and working on industry, I will clearly suggest and means give, okay, what is the next feature that's you already aware is like for the EVs. So for the EV means electrical vehicle point of view, by the stringent government rule from the BS6 point of view. Okay, now I am talking about my understanding what will be the changes in happen within the 15 years, next 10 to 15 years. Now when I am say 10 to 15 years, I will delete 2020. So please now forget about 2020. So nothing will be happen. But you, if you are investing wisely, your strength will be increases too much. Now for this stringent BS6 rule, now by this government and by the all over world's different kind of a government, there's this EV have a scope. So at a starting point, people think like that. Okay, the EV have do not but personally, I am also thinking EV do not have scope, and how this kilometer is covering, and how this what you call performance is coming. But now we will understood that EV have give a good performance. It give range to 50 kilometer to 300. Maybe within 2 to 3 years it will go 500 kilometers. Government plus many companies now built lots of infrastructures like DC fast charging. I am in this process of procuring some kind of things and new technologies for the EVs. So I understood, okay, there will be the lots of changes happening all across over the world. So you can learn or skill, develop some skill regarding this AV. Thank you very much, and all the best to you.